Alright, first thing you guys want to do, get your rotary tool and cut the housing out. It doesn't look perfect, but you get the main important piece out. This is garbage. Throw it over here. Alright, press pause. Alright, this is what I made right here. It's a solution since we all can't have our jigs. I made this out of business cards. What you do is you just stack them up and you're going to cut them to the length of these veins here, so you can kind of just stick this in here. And what this is going to do is it's going to create stability while you're filing down on these veins, and it should be snug. I also packaged them up in tape so it holds them in place, and you just kind of just push it in there. Now you can modify your vein. Now, as far as modifying your veins, on the back of this MAF housing, you don't want to ruin any of this plastic area by sticking a file in there. So what I usually do is I use a round piece of rubber. You can probably cut a radiator hose or something like that, and all you're doing here is protecting the housing from getting scratched or eventually dug in with the vein. I mean with the file that you're going to be using. So you just want to kind of stick it in until it stops. Alright, these are some of the tools you'll be using, and this is what you see here is a very large triangular shaped file. Here's another file that's a little bit smaller, and this is the one that you're going to be using to take most of the material off. I also use a slim file. This slim file used to have a handle on it. Since I've used it so much, it snapped already. It's actually a snap-on tool, but it's just a very thin, there we go, very thin file, and it's flexible, and this is used to take material off the edges when you're filing down the veins. Alright, with your rubber piece in place, what I usually do is I start filing these edges here. Okay? So with a steady hand, you want to just grind away at these edges Now you're not really concentrating on getting any type of angle here. You're just trying to cut as straight as possible. And this takes a lot of time, so be patient. You want to blow out the stuff and kind of look at what you're doing every 2 or 3 minutes of doing this. Alright, now as you guys can see, I filed down some of the edges here and then here, if you could see that. So it kind of looks like a hump right here, and just the edges are filed down. Now you take this big file and stick it in so it's in the center here, and it's rubbing up against that rubber piece that you put in there. Okay, now you can go side to side with this file. And you want to put even pressure on filing the vein. And it also shows you, as you can see with this lighter gray shaded area where you're filing, you can see the material coming off, and you can see where you're putting most pressure on. So you can always ensure that you're giving a even file. And you gotta make sure it's even. Okay. You want to repeat this process. Once you reach the 2 sides that you filed down with the small file, once you even it out with this big file, you want to repeat the process again. You want to keep filing down the edges and then using this big file to get most of the material off. Alright, pause it.
So at this point, X is continuing or grinding down the housing. Doing a little time lapse here. This is not exciting to watch.
Very time consuming.
As you can see, we're making progress here. And we'll come back to this as we make a little more progress.